Hello and welcome to another of our In Conversation series. Longer lifespans, rising healthcare costs and a growing focus on well-being. These aren't just personal concerns, they're reshaping how we think about financial security. For advisors, the challenge is clear. How do you help clients plan for the future when so much depends on their health today? In this episode, we explore how behavioural science, habit formation and even day-to-day lifestyle choices are becoming essential parts of the financial advice toolkit. With me to discuss this is Justin Garbutt, Director of IFA Distribution at Vitality. Justin, it's a pleasure to have you with us. What role should health and well-being play in the conversations that advisors are having with their clients, particularly in light of longer lifespans and rising care needs?
People are living longer, but they're actually living longer while unhealthy. If you think about it, as you get ill, or you actually have to go into long-term care, you may have to draw down on your financial assets, which wouldn't be part of your planning in the past. So I think going forward, it has to become a real component of what we look at into the future.
What are some practical ways that advisors can start linking these conversations about protection and wellness with broader financial planning goals?
There are really two ways of framing it. So the first one is actually around when you're looking at your financial planning, if you're looking at if you get ill, if you suffer from long-term care, prices are going up all the time, you are going to draw down on your assets, which actually means that puts your long-term financial resilience at risk. The second aspect, and often not considered, most people think about retirement. It's not just financial resilience. It's actually around being happy and healthy to spend time with your kids, your grandkids, and your wider family. So if you're doing a financial plan for a client going forward, you shouldn't just be focusing on their financial aspect. It's actually about the holistic view of their client in the sense of that happy, healthy retirement. And I think framing it in those two ways actually creates a much easier conversation for clients to have.
How do behavioural biases like present bias or optimism bias get in the way of both financial and health goals?
Now, we're all very optimistic as individuals. People overestimate their health. In fact, research we've done indicates that 50% of people believe they're healthy, even though they actually are poor diets, they're smokers, they don't do exercise, but they still see themselves as being healthy. Even more importantly is actually present bias. Now, most clients are looking for immediate gratification. So people don't invest in their bodies today thinking it may benefit me in 30, 40, 50 years' time. In the same way, they're going to make an investment today thinking I'm going to save for 10, 20, 30, 40 years' time. And as a role of the advisors and providers, it's actually around how do we go and create those healthy habits in the same way as incentivizing people to say, how do I invest actually into my body going forward?
Let's hear about some of those incentives and some of the advice you would give to some of your clients.
So for us, it's around how do we provide short-term incentives to get those clients healthier. If you do 5,000 or 10,000 steps, we would actually give you a cup of coffee. Now that may seem like a strange thing, saying why would you walk 5,000 or 10,000 steps for a cup of coffee? But actually does create an incentive. If I can go provide you short-term incentives to do that, I can get you doing the right things and building the right habits long-term.
So those that are implementing these type of discussion with their clients, what are the results?
There's something we've done for the past 30, 35 years. We actually have 30 million clients now around the world. What we can now demonstrate is that clients who do engage and look after their lifestyle actually do live 5 years longer, right, than the client who doesn't engage. So it's actually a win-win situation from that perspective. And not just living longer, it's actually living longer while healthy.
In your view, how can advisors future-proof their practices by integrating health into their long-term service models?
I think in wealth, what we're really looking to do as advisors is keep assets on our platform. So in order to facilitate that, what you really want, is clients to live as long as possible, all right, to live healthy, right, and importantly, not to draw down on those assets for as long as possible. If you're actually having a health and wellness discussion with your client, not just a financial planning discussion, it creates these stronger relationships with just the client themselves, but actually their wider family. And if you think about intergenerational planning going forward and how much money is going to be coming up going forward, it's important to have those relationships. And I think that whole holistic health and wellness discussion really helps in that way.
Justin, thank you.
Pleasure.